Here I am again, and you're with me too. That is so awesome. Today, I'm going to talk to you about one of my e-tech explainers called checklists. So, I'm Vinnie Martinelli. You guys must know that. Everybody knows me. If you don't know me, you got to get to know me. We're going to be cool together, really. So, in digital marketing, network marketing, affiliate marketing, whatever, a lot of times it can be overwhelming, especially if you're new. You're not sure exactly what to do, or when you do it, did I do the same thing today and the day before, and what have I missed? And it gets to be kind of complicated. So I came up with some checklists, like I invented them. Yeah, I'm the inventor of checklists. Not sure. In any case, I've got great checklists for you. And the first checklist that I'm going to talk about will be today, and that is going to be your social media content checklist. So this is going to be a comprehensive social media checklist to help you plan and create and optimize your social media content effectively. So in each of there's several categories. And in the first category, content strategy. So define your target audience. You need to do that before you do anything else. And if you think your audience is just, anybody, got this generic sort of generalized idea who your target audience is, it's not going to be quite as effective as if you really dig down and dig deep and find out who are the people that have the pain points that I can solve. And once you get to that checklist or to that audience type, then you're going to start to do better, and you should see a better return on your investments of time or money or whatever else. So in also that category of content strategy, establish your brand, voice, and tone. So that's so important. Definitely establish your brand. So it's like the golden arches. It could be anywhere on the planet. You know what those golden arches are. So that could be a goal of yours to, your intention should be to make it so that whenever anybody sees anything that's you, they know it's you. So another item would be identify your key messaging and themes. Again, dig deep into that. The more you dig deep into that, the more effective you'll be, the more efficient your marketing can be. Determine your content goals. So, your engagement, your brand awareness, your leads, and so forth. Another category would be content planning. So you want to create a content calendar. It could be monthly, it could be weekly. You can use an app to help you out with that. Either way, you could do it on a spreadsheet, by the way, which is, what I do. You can use one of those other, something like Trello or Asana, and there's many others that you can use. You want to schedule key dates. So for holidays and events and product launches, you want to make sure you're aware of those and put those into your content calendar, and especially so that your content will be appropriate for those different days. You want to plan your content type. So images, videos, blogs, infographics, newsletter, articles, whatever it is, plan for that particular type of content. And I'll call it a pro tip, like I'm a pro. You make a piece of content, whatever it is, and then you can just transgress that to something else. So let's say you make a document. Let's say you make an article. Well, you can take that article then, and then you can make a video from it, or you can make some graphics based on that, or maybe you have this terrific video. Well, you can reduce that to let's say a lead magnet, or you can convert that to an article or a newsletter. Lots of things you can do like that. So there's something called duplication. Well, in this case, the duplication is going to be your efforts duplicating a different product. So you make some small changes, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel each time you want to have a new piece of content. So another area would be content creation itself. So you want to write compelling captions and compelling, what they call copy. If you don't, that's just a sort of a newspaper term. And so whenever you're not sure about any of that, and whether or not it's going to be effective, use AI. Artificial intelligence is there to serve us. They're better than puppy dogs, just not as cute. You want to design your visual. So it could be your images, your graphics, your videos. It could be your logo. It could be anything having to do with your brand. Then you want to ensure that all of your content aligns with your brand guidelines. Again, you want to, it's called copy editing, really, but you want to go back and make sure that every time you make a change, okay, does it fit with the previous things that I've done and where I want to be in the future in terms of my brand, in terms of my message, in terms of the solutions that I present. You also want to incorporate relevant hashtags. So you might think you know what the right hashtags are. You know what? Consult a professional, whether that professional is artificial intelligence, which is not the best at it, or there's some programs out there and so forth. One of the sort of, we'll call it another pro tip, look how great I am. You can just search the web for something. And then when you look through there, you can find out what are the keywords that they use, what are the hashtags that they use. And then you can say, okay, well, let me see. Or you could just ask, what are the most popular hashtags today? And you can ask the search engine. So don't just ask one search engine, by the way. So that I would go a little bit beyond artificial intelligence. I would go to the old-fashioned search bar to do that. Just an idea. So then there's content optimization. So you want to use platform-specific dimensions for the images and for the videos and for the number of words that you can have posted. And each one of those platforms can be different, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, X social, because I don't call it X. That's another story. TikTok, Tumblr, you name it. They all have different specifications. So you want to make sure that your content fits in with their specifications. You want to optimize your post timing based on the audience engagement data. Unless you're doing a worldwide business, and then it really doesn't make sense because there's always somebody online that could potentially look at your data. But if you have a small geographic area, then certainly look at that. I'll give you a great example. I have got I have two Facebook groups that, for some reason, there's maybe 10% of the activity happens during the week. 90% of the activity happens between 10 and noon on Sunday mornings, and it's been like that consistently for years. So again, there's a specific niche to each one of those groups, and I understand why Sunday mornings make the most sense for them. So if you can target your audience, if you can figure that out about who the people are that are in your target audience and when they would be online. If you just put something up there, but you don't put it up there at a time when your target audience is likely to see it in their feed, then by the time they look at their feed, well, it's already been moved down maybe dozens of pages, so they won't see it. Also, you want to include a clear call to action in each of your posts. So that's another checklist item. You want to make sure, okay, I created this beautiful document, this beautiful image, this beautiful video, whatever it is. Did I put in a call to action? Because if you didn't, you're probably losing out. So that's another check mark. You want to add links to the relevant content, whether it's blog posts or landing pages or whatever. And so, for instance, I've added links here. I've got those two pictures here. So you'll see that over here, that's the link, that's the QR code to the Netfiliate Insider's Best Practices newsletter. So if you want more of the stuff that I'm doing today, and I can send it to you in the form of an email, then scan that with your phone. Let's get started. On the other hand, over here, if you like to get a newsletter that's on health, fitness, and wellness, then you want to scan that code. You can scan both of them, by the way. And I don't go and bombard you because, it takes a lot of effort to do these things, to create an email and so on and so forth. So you're not going to really get bombarded. Maybe you're going to get something once a month. At the beginning, it may be a little bit more until we kind of get an idea, because I just started these newsletters for you. I just wanted to add value to my fellow digital marketers. And that also includes network marketers, affiliate marketers, and all the rest of them. So that's an idea now. So my call to action really is just visually, it's there. Is that really a call to action? No, that's why I've got this today. It's video, there's audio. So my call to action is going to be, and we'll do this later on as well, click that thumbs up button, click that share, like, comment, give me your feedback, tell me what else you want. So those are the calls to action. All of your content should have a call to action. The next category would be engagement and community management. So you can monitor your comments and messages regularly to make sure that you're on top of things. You want to respond to your audience interactions promptly. You want to engage with user-generated content. So that could be reposts or shout-outs. You want to participate in relevant conversations and trends. I'm going really quickly through this because I'm not expecting you to remember or write it down, and don't even play the thing back. Just subscribe and you'll get this in the document form. So I'm going to send it out as a PDF. You might want it as a document so that you can customize it to you. And that's kind of what I would suggest. But a PDF is more of the standard. So if you can extrapolate from that PDF and make changes, great. If you want it in the form of a Google Doc, I'll do that. I'm not going to convert it to a Word doc. That's a whole long story why I don't do those things. Now, you also want to, another category here would be for performance tracking. So you want to use analytics to track what worked, what doesn't work, where you need to put more attention, where something that's working really well, maybe you want to duplicate. You want to track your follower growth. So not just how many people like this particular post or how many people followed you at this moment, but you want to see the general trend. And if you're getting more and more likes, more and more followers, then you're kind of doing something right. If that's sort of stagnating, then maybe you want to recreate your thinking a little bit and to attract either a different audience or more of the same audience. You want to analyze which types of content perform best. So you might be addressing a technical audience, and so maybe they're not so much interested in the pretty pictures or the moving videos, or you might be attracting artists, and so then they probably don't want to read the words, they probably want to read the picture, so to speak. So you want to use alt text for all of your images, and that's going to enhance the accessibility. So all of your images that you put everywhere you put them, the name of that image is very important. You kind of want to think of that name of that image as a hashtag. So it might make sense to you in your personal files what you named the image, but the analytics don't care. The algorithms don't care what it's easy for you. They want to understand, well, where am I going to identify an audience that would like this particular image? You want to verify copyright permissions for any third-party content, and do some research into that. The last thing you want to do is have a site shut down or end up in a lawsuit because you have some copyright infringement going on. So another area would be post scheduling. So you can use a social media management tool to schedule your posts. Before you do that, you want to understand that the terms of service of whatever platform you're applying this to accept automatic tools. So some of them might and some of them might not, and you want to read through those. And if it's not real crystal clear, get another opinion, go to a chat source, artificial intelligence source, and say, well, here's the document. Based on that, give me an evaluation of whether you think that I can do these certain things, whatever they might be. In this case, to have something automatically posted on my behalf. Another key there, though, is if you're going to use an automatic post scheduler app, be really careful. You want to make sure that your social page and that app are live or online at the same time when you schedule everything to be posted, and that you put your fingers behind your back and don't post during those times. That'll confuse the platform, and they'll say, well, wait a minute, it looks like this person's posting in two different places at the same time, so let's look further. They may end up shutting you down, or they may just automatically close it down thinking that you got hacked, and that's a real pain in the neck to recover from that. So if you're going to have auto posts, keep in your mind, or on a document, some kind of a schedule, when you're having those auto posts done, so that you are not also chit-chatting, sending messages while a post is being put up on your behalf. So that'll help you to keep out of trouble. You want to plan for the optimal posting times based on your audience activity. We talked about that a little bit before, about who your audience is when they're most likely to be online, to see your posts come into their feed. This is a little bit different. This is about when they're actually active. So you want them to respond to you. It's one thing if they're on. So for instance, I'm on several social media platforms all day sometimes. Doesn't mean I'm active on them. So you want to, be a little bit cognizant of that and see if you can hone your content to that. Very difficult to do, but just sort of pay attention. Like in my case, I know if I want to get to those two groups or anybody in those two groups, I know when I've got to post between 10 and 12 on Sunday, and I'm good. And if they don't see it or don't respond to it at that particular moment, then they won't for at least another week until they go back on and sort of scan through the posts that they missed throughout the week. You want to review your scheduled posts for accuracy and alignment with the current events. So, you don't want to be saying something and then there's a current event and then it makes you look insensitive or whatever the negative emotion might be. So just kind of be aware of that. If something major happens in the news in the area where your ideal audience is, check your posts, maybe take them down, maybe pause them for a day, whatever it might take. Another category would be to review and revise. So you want to audit regularly your own content to make sure that it's consistent with the strategy that you want, that it's getting the results, that it's going to the appropriate people, that you're getting a return on your investment, whether it's a time investment or money investment. So just review and audit. And you want to gather feedback from your audience whenever you can. So I'm going to ask you at the end of this video to tell me what you liked or what more you want from me, what kind of videos would help you. And I'll try to adapt what I can do to that. And if I have some kind of a value to add with your suggestion, then certainly I'll do my best to create that video for you. I certainly don't want to be putting content out here that nobody needs or wants. Then you want to update your content plan based on the trends and the performance data. So that gets a little bit tricky. And if you're just starting out, don't worry so much about that. It's better to have something than to have nothing. You don't want to be caught in your own head thinking about stuff and not doing the stuff that you really want to do. And you also want another sort of checkmark category. You want to stay updated on platform changes and new features. So whenever you see those notices that say, hey, well, we made some changes, well, take the time to go through those few windows that they're going to show you, because there might be something that can help you, or there might be something that you need to change about what you're already doing, or it might just be a great insight and you can share that with your audience. You want to experiment with different content formats as well. So live videos or stories or polls, what's working for you, articles, newsletters, what makes the most sense. And a lot of times it's not necessarily about getting a huge number of responses, but you want to sort of do the branding out there. You want to have content out there so that when they see the content that really attracts them, and then they happen to look at somewhere else and they see a different piece of your content, they're going to think, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, that you're out there, that you're regular, that you're steady, that you're an authority in whatever your field is. And you also want to collaborate with influencers and partners for cross promotion. So if you know somebody who's got a bigger audience than you, then you want to see if you can partner up and find ways to create partnerships with them. And one of the easiest ways could be, if you know that that particular influencer is having a webinar on something, then you can sort of market that to your own audience. And you might say something like, please let them know that I sent you. And they probably won't, but that's okay, because now they're associating the two of you together. They know that this other person is very successful, and they're going to just imply or infer rather that you also are successful or an expert or whatever the case might be. So this checklist can serve as a practical guide to your social media content and make sure it's well planned and engaging and aligned with your overall market objectives and your branding. So you can get that from me. And again, I can send it to you in a PDF. That would be, if you subscribe to this here, this pretty picture there, Netfiliate Insider's best practices. And if you want some similar ideas or concepts that are really on the health, fitness, and wellness side, then you want to do the same thing with that pretty picture over there. That's it for the presentation. However, please make sure that you click on that little bell icon, and you want to please follow me, please share, please give me the thumbs up, and please give me feedback, because that's really the most important thing that for me is I want to make sure that I'm adding value to you for your particular situation in the best way that I can. All right, I appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by. Come back soon. We'll be here waiting for, when I say we, there's only one of me. Well, I guess if I talk to myself, that makes us a we. I know I got all my pronouns mixed up. I'm not doing a pronoun thing, by the way. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great day.